who would benefit the most from taking the business law class? I believe that, well, first off, it is a requirement, a core requirement for the majors in the department. So obviously the school thinks that it's important. But I think it's beneficial basically for anybody who is wanting to get into business in some meaningful way, because what business law touches upon so many different areas of the daily life, the daily workings of a business, that I think any student who is looking to start a business, go to work in a big corporation, work in a nonprofit, there are the basics that we teach in the course, because it is a core course, are concepts that are beneficial to anybody who, no matter where you go in the business world. The one thing I actually require with respect to the class, one of the things I absolutely require, because I believe we all live in the now and we have to be aware of trends, we have to be aware of obviously the economy, we have to be aware of. So I require the students to read a newspaper. It doesn't make a difference what newspaper. Obviously there are certain newspapers that and magazines and that focus more on business than others, but the idea is that in the classroom I really foster discussion. I want them to understand that not everything is black and white. Technology is obviously something that we all have to deal with. It changes at a very, very rapid pace. Unfortunately, the law always doesn't change as quickly as the technology does, so there's a lot of catch-up that gets played. But yes, I do incorporate that. Especially a big portion of the course deals with contracts, and when I relate how contracts can affect people in their daily lives, they say, well, did you go on the internet today? Did you go shopping? Well, guess what? You just entered into a contract. And so by focusing on they're not simple, but they're just very concrete examples that they can relate to. The idea with this, for me anyway, is to get them to understand that they have to be wary, they have to be vigilant, they have to be constantly looking into things. Understand when you're entering into a contract, understand what your actions can result in. Well, with respect to the economy, it depends. Well, first off, it depends on the student. It depends, because we do have a very incredibly diverse population, not only ethnically but also economically. So there are certain students that are in a different position. So coming from that standpoint, yeah, they do express, well, what am I going to need to do extra? No, there's never the sense, I've never gotten the sense of despair, which I think is incredible. The students are still incredibly optimistic. They, especially, I see so many of them with passion about certain aspects of businesses. I have a number of students that wanted to get into fashion industry, but more on the business side, and what does this entail, and how is this going to affect. The first thing is I approach the course such that, to me, if they come out of the course with basic concepts, with an understanding of what they should be looking out for, what their rights are. A big part of the course we talk about, the rights of not only individuals but of businesses, and to carry out their business, whatnot. What are the limits? If they can come out with some sort of idea of the boundaries, that's one thing. As I said before, be careful. Make sure you read everything. Make sure you continue learning about whatever industry you go into. Learn what the parameters are in the industry. Learn about the laws that affect your particular industry. Some industries are regulated more than others. Obviously, if people want to go into finance has a whole series of rules and regulations that are different from someone who, say, wants to go into the fashion industry. Um, but so be careful, be vigilant, learn to ask for help when you need it. You don't, we're a world of people that the only way that you can move forward, it's all about relationships. Language abilities. I believe that it is to the benefit of students if they have a second language. I have a lot of students in my class where English is their second language. I have one student in one of my classes right now who's on his fifth language. I think it only can help you the more that you can converse with, you know, a business counterpart. One of the things when I was general counsel, it was for a company that did international business. So we did business with people in South America, we did business with people in the Middle East, we did business with people in Southeast Asia, and obviously it was easier to work with, you know, especially on the level of when you're on the front line, when you're one of the salespeople or you're one of the customer service people, whatnot. It does make a difference if you can converse and can understand another language. So yes, I absolutely encourage my students to improve, learn if they don't know one. Another language. I truly believe that if you really believe in the law is there to protect people's rights. It's also to protect society from the criminal element, but it's fundamentally there to help people. And to me,